Appreciate you guys for tuning in. Remember, subscribe is the vibe. Your boy's on the road to 10K humbly. The like button is like, the subscribe button is earned. I appreciate y'all, man. Here we go. We got, when was Cristiano Ronaldo in his prime? Quick little backdrop. I don't know the first thing about this man. Just gonna keep it a beat. But I've never seen a more polarizing athlete, probably of all time. I think Cristiano Ronaldo, and it's gonna sound crazy as a comparison, but I really think he is the Michael Jackson of all celebrity athletes. Like, I don't get it. He has the looks. It kind of came out of nowhere, especially if you don't follow the sport of soccer, but I'm guessing this dude's an all-time great because you hear his name. You look at his IG following and it's up in the hundreds of millions. Excuse me? So my question has always been, why is half the nation following this man? What is so great about this soccer player? And I know that might trigger some of you Cristiano Ronaldo fans, but we're gonna take a look back because you know me, your boy Gabo. He likes traveling back in time and checking out documentaries of guys in their prime. I thought Cristiano Ronaldo was still in his prime today, but okay. But we're gonna travel back in time and see when Cristiano Ronaldo was in his prime, one of the most prolific soccer players of all time. Shit, it's almost starting to feel disrespectful to refer to him as just a soccer player. I mean, like, this is one of the most prolific athletes of all time, and I don't know the first thing about him. Appreciate y'all. Hit the like and subscribe button. Let's get right into it.
World Cup exits, public fallout with Manchester United, and step down to the Saudi Pro League. Cristiano Ronaldo's past few months are very much the lowlights of a storied career that the world of football will never forget. 2 decades in the spotlight, the man who came from the humble beginnings of Madeira went on to become a luminary for millions across the globe, dominating the highest stage alongside his amicable adversary Lionel Messi. Maybe the game's ultimate megastar, the Portuguese forward amassed unfathomable fame and fortune.
I'll give you guys something. My son got a haircut of this man on the back of his head. I'll give you this. Cristiano Ronaldo gives me Clark Kent vibes. You know what I'm talking about? Just, you know, in terms of being a superstar, people don't want to admit it. It's not just being great at your skill or being talented or being an all-time great. You gotta have the looks, right? That look that kids want to grow up looking like you, whether it's your hairstyle or your chin structure. Women gotta want you. You gotta be the complete pack. When I seen Cristiano Ronaldo, I've always thought, this man gives me Clark Kent vibes. And little did you know, this man's like Superman on the soccer field.
Reaching the peak of celebrity, but it's never led him astray. Always preaching the good word of hard work with a relentless dedication to his craft. Much like Pelé, who went to New York for his last 2 playing years, CR7's recent agreement with Al Nassr suggests his time on the pitch is drawing to a close, as the European demand for the 38-year-old has hit an all-time low. Currently midway through his 21st league campaign, he is best known for his trophy-laden seasons in England and Spain. But where and when did he play his best football? Breaking into Sporting Lisbon's first team in 2002, the teen was a substitute for most of his debut year, but always showed glimpses of daring brilliance down the left flank, particularly in the summer of the following year when they met Manchester United for a meaningless friendly. The English champions were stunned by the tricky, pacey and direct youngster who saw this as a chance to impress, which he did, catching the eye of Sir Alex Ferguson, who went on to drop over £12 million for the services of a hugely exciting player. Having only been a pro for a year, the 18-year-old was flown to the north of England as the fresh prospect of a European juggernaut.
So he came into the game at 18. Oh, okay.
And after a superb debut, the hype built. Yet it became clear that in order to fulfill his rich potential and thrive in the Premier League, certain aspects of his game had to evolve. 6 goals in his first year, while used half the time from off the bench, was a strong start. However, criticism came his way for the use of elaborate and unnecessary skills, which was less accepted in that era of English football. Still, the season ended well for...
So they bashed him for having unnecessary skills? What are we talking about here? What are we talking about here? Like, you're too talented? That's why they bashed him?
The starlet, heading the opener into Millwall's net en route to his first piece of British silverware, the 2004 FA Cup, giving Ronaldo a taste of what he could achieve at United. Signs of development were seen in the latter half of his second year, bagging 8 goals between January and May, with particularly impressive showings against Newcastle in the Cup and Arsenal's Invincibles. Still deployed out wide, he was a traditional winger, using his lightning pace and agility to spin fullbacks, but enjoyed
Oh my
dropping deeper
God,
to
yo,
receive the ball
what's
and
a
carry
winger?
it forward, helping the team move more fluidly in the attack.
Oh my goodness.
With Ruud van Nistelrooy as the
Oh my
target man,
goodness.
both he and a fresh-faced Wayne Rooney were expected to provide for the number 10, and Ronaldo was an accurate crosser on either foot, racking up 7 assists across the months, though consistency was the prominent issue. Teammates such as Gary Neville have described Cristiano as talented but frustrating during his initial years in Manchester, and despite improving, he would occasionally play selfishly and showboat, which famously annoyed the Dutch marksman. Though he had again performed well throughout,
Oh, what a goal that is! Cristiano Ronaldo!
in 05-06 a handful of incidents hinted that he also needed to mature, especially in that summer when featuring in his first World Cup. While facing the Three Lions in the knockouts, Ronaldo had prompted the referee to send off Rooney, causing English uproar.
He just winked there.
And upon the number 7's return to Old Trafford, he faced a chorus of boos. And ironically, it was in this season when the winger found his best form yet, thanks to René Mullensteen's inspired coaching. During a sabbatical-like isolated training period, the Dutchman had Cristiano's entire focus, so that through unique drills, the Portuguese troublemaker could become more practical.
Troublemaker.
As a result of Mullensteen's 2 cents, Ronaldo returned to the pitch more concerned with the quantity of his goals than the quality, and therefore he became a better teammate, passing more frequently and running off the ball more cleverly. Instead of attempting a ridiculous long shot or unlikely slaloming run, CR7 looked to get in the box for the assured finish, and thus he achieved his best stats so far, converting over 20 across all competitions, including 3 consecutive league braces, with 14 assists as well to boast.
So is he like an all-time great scorer? Because they're talking about him being a great assist man, also being being talented overall. Like, it seemed like the talent was there and he lacked a lot of maturity. It looked like, would you guys say that he started off being hated and now he's almost beloved? You know what I'm saying? Like, it feels like Cristiano Ronaldo today is beloved. I mean, like, my God, you see the people that follow him. It's just like, so is he an all-time great scorer on top of everything else?
Something had changed after the summer. He seemed more determined to win and would quite often step up in the important matches, winning his first 2 League Player of the Month awards back-to-back at the end of 2006 as Manchester United reclaimed the top spot. European success remained elusive, yet after 4 years in England, the improved trickster was able to get his hands on the coveted Premier League title. And having proved pivotal for the Reds as their top scorer, Ronaldo picked up 8 individual awards for his efforts across the year.
8?
What was also clear by this time was Ronaldo's physical development. Arriving in 03 a wiry speedster, he was now a muscular athlete with strong running legs, broader shoulders to hold off opponents, and a significantly improved jump, while standing at 6'1".
That's solid height. 6'1" is solid. But yo, you gotta hit the gym up, man. That's why I push the energy on young athletes today to just keep yourself fit, man. You should always there is no statute of limitation of keeping yourself looking fit, bro. You know what I mean? He was immature, he had a little bird chest, he hit the weight room, and he knew his talent was there, but his physique had to match it. Hit the gym, bruv.
Irrepressible in this period, he and United's coaches had formulated a supreme specimen
I didn't realize he was
whose
just
physique and goal-scoring aptitude was wasted in the midfield, and therefore Ferguson combined Rooney, Ronaldo, and their new arrival Carlos Tevez to form one of the division's most lethal front lines. The trio were breathtaking at times during the 07-08 season, remarkably skillful, while also aggressive and tenacious, thriving on the counter-attack due to their pace and understanding. Rooney and Tevez would interchange positionally throughout matches and helped out defensively, allowing the more centralised number 7 to stay high as he was the danger man, able to win a game on his own. The Scots' focus on Ronaldo was rewarded as he produced an amazing output of 31 goals in the BPL. Able to score every type of goal, his training ground practice had made him a set-piece specialist who was reliable from penalties and capable of dropping jaws when standing over a free kick. Pursued by Chelsea relentlessly throughout the season, It was a 2-point surplus that separated them as United went back-to-back. But their battle with the Blues wasn't over, because in Moscow, the teams would meet again for the first ever All-English Champions League final. Cristiano's domestic form had bled across into Europe, bagging 7 goals on the road to Russia, often in the centre-forward role, and back on the wing for the final, he stole the advantage.
Ronaldo!
Penalties were left to separate them, and it looked dire when he missed United's third. But Terry's infamous slip and Van der Sar's decisive save put Man U back on the throne of the continent, handing Ronaldo the final club trophy he was missing. It had been a tense end to an elite campaign of a star-studded team, maybe United's greatest side to date, with world-class players sprinkled throughout the 11. Picking up the European Golden Shoe for scoring 42 goals, the most across all major leagues.
Hold on. They give you a golden shoe for being a great... All right, so that answers my question about him being a great scorer. Yo, the golden shoe kind of looked dope. I'm not going to lie. A golden shoe? That's crazy. That's crazy. So I was going to ask, what is the biggest achievement a soccer player could win in a year? Like I know like football, basketball, we have what we call MVPs. Like, what's the MVP of soccer? How is it broken down? But I definitely like the golden shoe, though.
And labelled the player of the season for both the Prem and UCL.
Okay.
He was quite simply the best player on the planet. Certified in December 2008, receiving the most votes for FIFA's Ballon d'Or and World Player of the Year awards.
Oh, forget it.
Into 2008-09, he underwent
Question
ankle
answered.
surgery, leaving him out of action for over 2 months before picking up where he left off, brushing teams aside in devastating fashion as the champions retained the title once more. Brushing
Look
teams
at this
out of action
kick!
for over 2 months before picking up where he left off.
Huh?
Brushing
How the ball curve like that?
teams aside in devastating fashion as the champions retained the title once more. A three-peat. Looking to also make it a UCL double,
Hey, yo.
Ronaldo was critical to United's European run, striking the tiebreaker past his former adversary Porto and claiming the Puskas Award in the process.
Too far out for him.
His double in their triumph over Arsenal guided
Jeez.
the Reds through to the final
That's
yet
like 40
again,
yards.
where he met Guardiola's Barcelona and their special number 10, whose lobbing header sealed the deal for the
I know him,
Catalans,
Messi.
kicking off their
Messi?
rivalry. Having established himself amongst the elite with 145 goals and 9 trophies from 6 seasons in England, Ronaldo was ready for a move, answering the calls of President Florentino Perez, who set a world record transfer fee in the
That's what I
summer
said,
of
man. This
2009
man's like Michael Jackson.
with 94 million euros to make him a frontman of Real's second Galacticos. Sporting the 9 in the famed white shirt, he and Kaká shared the immeasurable hype surrounding the Bernabeu by the season's start, but Ronaldo was the one to make an instant impact by converting 5 goals from the opening 4 La Liga matches and burying braces in the first 2 UCL games, flourishing under the pressure. Manuel Pellegrini favoured Cristiano as a striker into the new year, restricting his freedom but boosting his chances, and the forward added 19 to his scoring tally after Christmas.
This dude dancing
The
on
contest
people, bro.
ended in favour of the Blaugrana, leaving Los Blancos trophyless despite the excessive expenditure. Fellow countryman Jose Mourinho stepped in for the Chilean, and club legend Raúl retired, handing Ronaldo the 7, which reinvigorated him as he embarked on his most prolific year yet, netting 40 times in the league to win the Spanish Pichichi Award and Golden Shoe again, with 53 across all competitions. For the second year in a row, Real were the highest scoring team in La Liga, yet a constant thorn in their side, Barcelona pillaged the title and barged them out of Europe, leaving Madrid with the 2011 Copa del Rey, in which CR7 headed home the winner.
Great cross header, goal! Cristiano Ronaldo!
Adding the first Spanish
So hold
silverware
on,
to
like
his
Ronaldinho would face Messi. That probably had to be one of the biggest games of the year, right? Because I know Messi's like right up there with the GOAT conversation. So I can only imagine these guys facing each other in their prime. I'm pretty sure as a football, soccer, whatever. I'm pretty sure as a football fan, right? That was a time to be a part of, right? Like Messi, Cristiano Ronaldo in their prime for a title had to be crazy.
cabinet. 11-12 saw the end to Barca's reign in what the media dubbed the League of the Records, as Real scored 121 goals in the 9 months and broke the 100 points barrier to secure their 32nd La Liga title. And as for CR7, his 60 goals that year helped him break Puskas' record as the fastest player in the club's history to reach a century of goals for Los Blancos. The team under Jose ideally suited him, with the emphasis on attacking at speed, and especially on the counter, the 27-year-old was hugely effective.
Drives in, right across the centre. Oh, pure gold! Pure gold!
When another personally superb but collectively lackluster year for the club came to an end, Carlo Ancelotti took his first steps in Spain, ready to build his team around the master marksman, who had illustrated under Mourinho that he could achieve the top stats even master marksman. Ancelotti took his first steps in Spain, ready to build his team around the master marksman, who had first steps in Spain, ready to build his team around the master.
How do you kick a goal like that, bro? How do you kick a goal like that? Chill out.
The marksman, who had illustrated under Mourinho that he could achieve the top stats even from out wide. The Italian gave him this freedom on the left side in a 4-3-3 formation, while Karim Benzema and €100 million new boy Gareth Bale took up the central and right roles respectively, completing what the media called BBC, Benzema, Bale, Cristiano. In the same vein as his Manchester partnership, the trio proved their worth, accumulating 97 goals in 13-14 as Real fought on all 3 fronts for the continental treble. Determined to get his hands on the big ears yet again, Ronaldo amassed an outstanding record tally of 17 UCL goals from 11 games that campaign, including a penalty versus Atleti in the All-Spanish final, which ended 4-1 after extra time, making Real Madrid the first side to ever win 10 European Cups, La Decima. After Messi's 4-year run, Ronaldo reclaimed the Ballon d'Or for 2013, ending the year with 69 goals in 59 appearances.
Now I'm gonna keep it a bean. 2013 is around the time I started hearing about Cristiano Ronaldo, and that's not to be offensive. Like, I'm just saying, like, that's when his name started really breaking into the American space, where Americans started becoming fans of this guy, and it's just like, who's Cristiano Ronaldo? You start to see the look, you start to see him all over everywhere. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Before getting it again the ensuing year, midway through the 14-15
I didn't know
season,
he was this good.
By the end of which he had again eclipsed himself, 48 goals from 35 league games, setting a new personal best of 61 goals in all that year.
Why even have a goalkeeper?
As Ronaldo entered his 30s, he adapted his style and became less of a runner, averaging fewer kilometres travelled per game as a way of preserving himself while ageing. Less involved in the build-up, he was left to do what he does best, score goals, gradually moving inwards from the wing and higher up the pitch, often their most advanced man. Averaging a goal a game in this 3-year period, the number 7 was part of a legendary outfit, who became the first and only team of the Champions League era to win 3 titles in a row, 2016, 2017 and 2018.
Bruh!
The first to ever appear on the scoresheet in 3 separate finals, Ronaldo became the all-time top scorer in the UCL and overtook Jimmy Greaves as the most prolific in the top 5 European leagues. Spending 6 straight seasons at the peak of the Champions League scoring charts, he also lifted his 4th and 5th Golden Balls, became the all-time top scorer in the UCL and overtook Jimmy Greaves as the most prolific in the top 5 European leagues.
What they call that, a bicycle
kick
kick or
something?
something?
Spending 6 straight seasons at the peak of the Champions League scoring charts, he also lifted his 4th and 5th Golden Balls back-to-back, equaling Messi's total. In 8 dream-worthy seasons at the Bernabeu, Ronaldo had won La Liga twice, the Copa del Rey and Super Cup a couple of times each, the Club World Cup 3 times, and the Champions League on no less than 4 occasions. In one of the world's most competitive divisions, he achieved a positive goal-to-game ratio, winning 3 Pichichis and Golden Shoes each to establish himself as one of the very best to ever play the game. Accomplishing quite literally everything with Real, it was time to move on. venturing into a new country as the most expensive ever transfer to an Italian team, putting pen to paper for Juventus, Serie A's most successful club. Desperate for the big ears, the serial winners had lost 3 finals since last victorious in '96, and the addition of Ronaldo was Andrea Agnelli's ambitious effort to return the cup to Turin. The Portuguese attacker played in a variety of roles under Allegri throughout his debut year, dividing his time between the number 9 role that he'd taken up since 2017 and his original spot on the left of the front 3. Allotted the prerogative to drop deep, go wide, or switch sides in game, Cristiano adjusted well, producing game-winning goals across the months to shine for the Bianconeri as they continued domestic dominance with an 8th consecutive Scudetto. With 21 Serie A goals, he was Juve's leading scorer, and despite adding another 6 to his absurd Champions League tally, included in which was an exceptional hat-trick to narrowly overcome Atletico, the Italians fell short, dropping out.
Bro, this just... Me asking if this guy's a prolific scorer is probably the dumbest question I've ever asked any video. I don't even understand the skill it takes to kick a goal in soccer, because to me it's just kicking a ball. But some of the rotation, some of the spins, the athleticism, the speed, the crossovers, the dexterity, like this dude could kick from any position. I've never seen anything like this. It's like he's a Swiss Army knife when it comes to scoring. It's not whether or not he can score, it's how many different ways can he score. Like this dude prolific.
Up to an admirable but beatable young Ajax side. Unfortunately, this summarises the winger's stint in the black and white. Successful, but not in the way intended. Awarded the Capocannoniere for stacking up over 30 goals in the following 2 campaigns, some of which were expectedly outstanding, his time in Turin was marred by the European shortcomings, slipping up in 2020 to Lyon, a game in which he scored, and to Porto in the next campaign, for which he undeservedly bore the brunt of the blame. The truth is that Juve were unable to recruit wisely around their marquee man, steadily declining from 2018 to 2021, when they ultimately conceded the Scudetto under Pirlo, a first-time manager. Approaching his mid-30s, he slotted away over 100 goals in 3 years for Juventus, and was far from a disaster, but nonetheless was billed as a flop by many, and after flirting with a move to their sky blue enemies, he made a romantic return to Manchester United in the summer of 2021. His homecoming was widely publicised, with shirt sales inside the first day breaking the record, and things couldn't have started better, putting a pair past Newcastle on his second debut and saving the team on multiple occasions in the Champions League to escape a tough group. Former teammate Ole Gunnar Solskjaer was dismissed as manager mid-season to be replaced by Ralf Rangnick as interim, and reportedly, relations between the German sporting director and Ronaldo quickly turned fractious, causing the number 7's drop in form. Enduring a 2-month dry spell, the 37-year-old bounced back and concluded the campaign well with 9 goals from his final 7 appearances, taking his tally to 24 in all, the most for the struggling club in 21-22. Nevertheless, he and the club faced major criticism for finishing 6th in the Prem and going trophyless for a 5th year in a row, Ronaldo's first time doing so in over a decade. After much anticipation, Erik ten Hag was appointed, and believing Ronaldo wasn't the right man for his system, the Dutchman benched him for most of the domestic games as the season got underway. Wanting to leave Old Trafford permanently, he struggled to secure a move away due to expensive wage demands, and chose to vent his frustrations in mid-November to Piers Morgan. The interview went mega viral, and United terminated his contract within a week, granting his wish just a few days into the 2022 Qatar World Cup. A month after their shock quarter-final exit to Morocco, Ronaldo's agreement with Al Nassr makes his salary the biggest ever in football history, pocketing €200 million annually from the deal.
Holy!
The so-called prime of CR7 is debatable, as he spent over 15 years world-class, registering a magnificent output almost every year from 2006 to 2021, but statistically peaked in Real Madrid when more of an out-and-out forward. However, numbers alone do not define a player like Ronaldo. How I see it, the Portuguese virtuoso had different types of primes across his amazing career. The dribbling prime was seen between 2003 and 06, the early Manchester years, when a pure winger who wanted to beat a man with street skills and wasn't relied on for goals, still needing to learn the ropes of the Premier League.
Bruh.
Next, from 2007 to 2016, came the complete attacker prime, developing from a selfish showboater to an all-rounder in the final third, who was more obsessed with his stats than anything else, making him a serial winner in England and then Spain. Transformed into a goal-scoring machine, he excelled as an inverted left winger under Mourinho and Ancelotti, demolishing teams on his own week in, week out. Driven on by Messi, this was Ronaldo at his most entertaining, still a swift dribbler with the skills of his younger self, but more clinical as the stats show. Third and most recent was his poaching prime, witnessed in the latter couple of Madrid years and Juventus seasons. In Zidane's team, the number 7 was the planet's best box player, improving his positional sense and link-up play as a central striker. Yet it's subjective. Whether you loved seeing him spam the stepovers, making the Premier League his personal playground, or breaking every imaginable Real record as the star of the Bernabeu, Cristiano Ronaldo has been a step above whenever or wherever he trod on the pitch, and is one of the few to have etched his name permanently in the history book of the beautiful game. What was your favourite era of CR7? Please like and subscribe to the channel, and also leave comments telling me when you thought Ronaldo.
Sheesh. I ain't gonna front, y'all. Watch, yo, this got me hyped. This kind of got me hyped because I didn't know all this about Cristiano Ronaldo. But just looking at him throughout the years, watching the evolution of his game, it seems like he's had like 3 Hall of Fame careers in one life. It's like the LeBron James, the Tom Brady's. I know some of the international fans that watch this won't know those two, but you know what I mean. I think LeBron and Tom international superstars, but very few men have 3 Hall of Fame careers in one career, right? Like this dude, prolific. I didn't know he was such a great scorer. Oh man, I appreciate y'all, man. Let me know in the comment section what you thought of the video and what you thought of everything. Like, I'm just I didn't know he was that good. I can see why he has his fan base is what it is today, and it's like no one's seen his fan base, but I didn't know he was this good. Appreciate y'all. This was When Was Cristiano Ronaldo in His Prime. I'm gonna holler at you guys in the next video. Yeah, Messi, you're next. Mamba out.